Welcome everyone. Apocalypse Now version 3.1 stable has dropped. Well, a few days ago actually. I must admit, I am surprised how quick we went from experimental to stable. I expected a few more dev versions before this. 3.1 is for Alpha 20.6 only. If you're coming from the previous stable version 3.0.6 or 0.7, then Killer Bunny says a new game and save is very likely required. The update is available on Apocalypse Now Discord, 7 Days to Die mods, and Nexus. For those of you using Mod Launcher, well, if you want to use it, go ahead. It's even there. I also have a link to the forum version in my description. One thing that Killer Bunny has left behind from the 3.0.7 Christmas edition are the Snowmen. There are 3 different colored versions of snowmen in the snow biome for your amusement. I see that Killer Bunny has also included ocbMaurice's Startup Optimizer. This helps decrease memory usage and makes your startup of the mod faster. And I certainly don't have any complaints on how long Apocalypse Now loads into my world. My 8K map now takes less than a minute on a fresh load. Besides the various tweaks and fixes, quite a few additions and changes were made. However, there are still many more coming once Alpha 20 is released in probably about 10 years. The Hornet has been given the boot. A pity, but apparently players don't seem to like the way it sneaks up on you, as it just seems to be too quiet. So, it is history. Nobody tell Kane this is the reason that it was given the boot. There are a number of new weapons and tool models. Dobber's, the Silver-Tongued Devil, and the content creator NightMaaron have both got melee weapons named after them. NightMaaron has a sledgehammer called the NightMaaron Sledge. I like this model, and even though it does less damage than titanium or steel sledgehammers, it is fast and uses a lot less stamina. So, doing a lot of pounding with this baby will certainly go a long way. Now, Dobber's weapon, the Dobber's Knocker, is no surprise at all. It is no secret that this wily sheep herder loves to run around with a toothpick, challenging various overpowered monsters with a titanium or similar knife. So, this little baby is just up his alley, except it has a twist. It is both knuckles and a knife. From what I am able to squeeze from Dobber's, it appears upgrading both skill trees will affect it as well. Most interesting weapon. The radioactive bat has a new model called the Gravedigger. I wonder why. Scrap tools and the scrap knife have also had new models and are looking a lot prettier and have a little bit more of a shine to them. I certainly like these changes. The legendary sword now is called the Plasma Katana, which my 9-year-old daughter spotted me dabbling around with and was most impressed with the color. She says it fits with her unicorn. Sticking with weapons, we now have more of a nuclear arsenal. We used to have standard grenades and then the mega version. Now, once you read the nuclear explosive schematic, you will have access to nuclear pipe bombs, nuclear grenades, and the nuclear rocket. We already had rockets, but now all of these things are under the single nuclear explosive schematic, which I think does make sense. A nice update is all nuclear explosives will also stop the high health regeneration on some of the boss monsters. Next, let us address probably the most noticeable change in this update. There is now exhaustion in Apocalypse Now. You'll see the buff on the left side of your screen. Looks like a battery and a number next to it. There is no journal entry on it yet, but there is a note concerning it when you first start. It has 5 stages and increases as you do certain activity, or in some cases, do nothing. You can decrease your levels with various pulls, drinks, and boosts. Currently, there are around about 22 items and drinks that will provide an energy boost and lower your exhaustion level. I'm pretty sure it will continue to go through some changes, as Killer Bunny will likely tweak it as players give more feedback. In a similar vein, we now have stamina and health death penalties. This will help make death have more consequences. Killer Bunny has termed this the Git Gud Buff. It is not wellness in Darkness Falls. Yes, it is similar, but not the same as the Darkness Falls wellness. When you die, you lose 10 points to your health and stamina for approximately an hour. This is your new temporary maximum and has a limit of 50. However, unlike wellness, your real max is still there and will return once the timer has run out. Maps and POIs have also gone through some changes. After the compo pack was axed, we had a horde of custom points of interest added from the modder Z-Tong. Now, we have numerous Old West POIs from the modder Arramus. They are not large POIs, but I'm very happy to have them included, as it is really great to stumble on these Old West towns. Now there are even more POIs and variety included in them. Killer Bunny has also created a number of new maps from 6K to the 12K size. The older 4K map sizes are now not supported and have been removed. Moving on to food, the lemon tree model has been updated. We have moved from a very bright lemon tree model to another slightly less bright model. Certainly, it is still pretty bright at night, so they stand out very far. Nonetheless, I like the new model. It is great to now have functioning beehives and bird nests. Unlocked from the Living Off the Land perk, you can use them for honey and eggs. The beehives produce honeycombs, and to craft a beehive, you also need a queen bee. Queen bees have a chance to be found in stumps or bought from traders. Bird nests are similar, except you don't have to have a bird to craft one. Once crafted, you place it down and wait for it to pop eggs. Usually you collect from either the bird nest or the beehive once per day. Before we move to the final section, another significant change is that there is now ink in the mix when crafting class books. Previously, your main ingredient was just the generic skill notes. Now, besides the fact that the books have succumbed to inflation in that it takes 60 notes per book instead of the previous 40, you also have one ink that is required and paper. As mentioned in my Fantastic Beasts Casper video, Casper the Unfriendly Ghost has now been given a voice. One player commented on that video today. On my second night, one of these started creeping around my base whispering. I was just sorting my inventory and moving things around. Had no idea there was anything in the mod like that. I didn't move an inch until morning came. I was so creeped out. Excellent addition, Killer Bunny. Excellent. New particle effects have been added to a number of the monsters. The bears during Blood Moon only also have new particles to distinguish them. The Terminator has a few basic changes.
Don't do that.
He now has some familiar sound effects while being hit. 2 different ones that will trigger now and then. There is also one when he dies.
I'll be back.
Like the Blood Moon bear, the Radiated Terminator has a new green particle effect, which does make him stand out more. All zombies across the board are on a new random health equation. Zombie health will now fluctuate from -10% to double their health. However, I see the Demolishers are still on a fixed health number and not part of this change, so I hope Killer Bunny keeps it that way when it comes to the demos. Finally, the nuclear demo has been given his own explosion warning. This was supposed to come in Alpha 21, but due to the delay, it has been pushed up. So now, this awesome sound effect will send chills down your spine as you know what is coming. I have added the Fantastic Beasts nuclear demo and Casper links to the end of the video. Take a look if you have missed them. Enjoy, my fellow minions, some great additions, so let's get playing, and I'll see you in the next one.